My dissertation examines teacher burnout and student outcomes in underfunded school districts. The research question: how do teachers' qualitative descriptions of burnout correlate with their students' standardized test performance? This is a classic mixed methods design. I have qualitative data, 42 in-depth teacher interviews, quantitative data, student test scores, school funding data, teacher metrics like absences and out-of-pocket spending. My committee specifically asked for an integrated analysis, not just parallel findings. They want to see how the qual and quant inform each other. NVivo can't do this. I'd have to export, match IDs in Excel, run correlations in SPSS. That's 3 tools and weeks of work. Let me show you how FableSense handles it in one platform. Head to FableSenseAI.com and log in. Navigate to the Projects page and create a new project. Click on the Add Dataset button to go to the Dataset Upload page. Select a file and upload it. FableSense AI lets you analyze your raw data in various ways: data statistics, column analysis, cross-tabulation, and even data cleaning feature, which lets you clean your data efficiently before you begin your quantitative analysis on it. Now go to Documents page to upload your qualitative data. Select all the documents at once and upload them together. FableSense AI automatically performs thematic and sentiment analysis on them and creates an AI summary, extract themes with confidence scores, and displays an overview of the sentiment analyses. Let's head to the Qualitative Coding Workspace and select an interview document. Let me create different color codes representing different themes which were detected earlier. My code framework comes from Maslach's Burnout Inventory and the literature on teacher retention. Notice I included healthy boundaries, a positive code. Some teachers in my sample aren't burned out. Understanding what they do differently is part of my analysis. Maria has been teaching 15 years in an underfunded district. Her class is overcrowded by 8 more students with no aid. She even spent her own money to provide the students with pencil and paper. Overworking and lack of funding has affected her emotionally, and because of this, she is unable to provide education in a more creative way. Sarah is interesting. Same district, similar conditions, but different outcomes. She learned to set boundaries by not checking her mails after 5 p.m. This has actually helped her in becoming more proactive during her lectures. Her students' test scores proves it. This is the qualitative insight. Sarah developed coping strategies that the others didn't. Now let's see if the quantitative data supports this observation. Is there a relationship between teacher spending and student outcomes? Teachers spending more of their own money have students performing worse relative to district average. But wait, is that because spending causes poor outcomes? Or because underfunded schools have both problems? This is where the qualitative helps interpret the quantitative. Now, let's create an integration matrix joint display to understand the relationships even more. My committee specifically asked for integrated analysis, not parallel findings, actual integration where qualitative and quantitative inform each other. This is what joint displays are built for. The AI is reading my coded themes, looking at the dataset statistics, and reasoning about each relationship. Let's read this. Every cell shows a direction, supports or contradicts, and a strength level. Emotional exhaustion strongly contradicts student test scores. Administrative burden also shows strong contradiction. That second one is important. I went into this study expecting resource deprivation to be the dominant factor. but the data is telling me something different. The two strongest negative relationships are about time and energy, exhaustion and administrative load. Lack of resources, moderate. It matters, but it's not the strongest signal. And healthy boundaries moderately support score relative to district average. Teachers with sustainable practices are in contexts where students perform better. But this isn't a black box. I can click on any cell and get the AI's reasoning. For emotional exhaustion, directly impacts a teacher's ability to be effective and present, resulting in lower student engagement and academic performance. That's traceable logic my committee can evaluate. Administrative burden. Excessive administrative burden diverts significant time and energy away from instruction, lesson planning, and direct student support. This is the finding that changes my discussion chapter. It's not just about funding, it's about what we're asking teachers to do with their time. Paperwork isn't a minor frustration. It's actively pulling them away from teaching. And the positive deviance case, healthy boundaries supports better outcomes. Improved professional effectiveness due to healthy boundaries leads to student performance that is better relative to the district average. So even within underfunded districts, teachers who protect their time and energy see better student results. That's a both-and finding. Fix the systemic issues, reduce administrative burden, improve resources, and teach resilience strategies. Neither the interviews alone nor the test scores alone would have revealed this. It took integration. This matrix becomes figure 4.1 in my dissertation. Every cell is backed by reasoning. Every relationship is auditable. And it took minutes, not weeks. That's mixed methods integration in one platform. So what does this mean for my dissertation? Chapter 4. Finding. Administrative burden and emotional exhaustion show the strongest negative relationships with student outcomes, stronger than resource deprivation alone. This challenges the dominant framing in the literature. Most intervention programs focus on teacher wellness, mindfulness workshops, self-care days, and the funding debate focuses on materials and class sizes. But my integrated analysis suggests the bottleneck is somewhere else. It's the paperwork, the compliance demands, the hours spent on documentation instead of lesson planning. That's a systemic policy-level finding. And the positive deviance case adds nuance. Teachers who set healthy boundaries showed moderately better student outcomes, despite working in the same underfunded conditions. So the recommendation isn't either-or. Reduce administrative burden at the system level and support teachers in developing sustainable practices. That's a nuanced both-and conclusion. And it came directly from the integration, qualitative themes analyzed against quantitative outcomes in one matrix with auditable reasoning behind every cell. This analysis becomes a publishable paper. The integration matrix becomes figure 4.1, a joint display showing how burnout themes relate to student performance metrics. The AI reasoning goes in my appendix, full transparency on how each relationship was assessed, and I have traceability from finding to theme to coded quote. My committee asked for integrated mixed methods analysis, not qual findings in one chapter and quant in another. Actual integration, where one informs the other. That usually means exporting from in vivo, matching IDs in Excel, running correlations in SPSS. 3 tools, weeks of work. I did it in one platform, in minutes. FableSense AI, built for mixed methods researchers. Try free at FableSenseAI.com.